I don't think, in fairness, I don't think Senator McCain was offering his service as his sole credential for the White House. But I'm glad. Look, I think General Clark didn't mean to demean in any way the service of Senator McCain. So the way it came out on Sunday was a bit unfortunate. I'm glad he's clarified it. Obviously, someone who served in the military for 34 years, as General Clark has great reverence for our men and women in uniform. No one questions that. So I think this is a closed episode, and we ought to move on and talk about the issues of today and not the issues of 40 years ago. I mean, just yesterday there was a report about how we, meaning the U.S. government, has botched the quest to capture Osama bin Laden and shut down Al-Qaeda. These are the issues that people are concerned about today.
Yes, but let me just ask you about this, David, because John McCain's campaign manager said it really it alludes to the fact that the campaign perhaps is taking a turn. He said yesterday, when he was a guest on our show, that by allowing a surrogate to launch that kind of attack, it's politics as usual. Let's listen to what Rick Davis said.
All the promise that Barack Obama made about trying to change the political dynamic and run a different kind of campaign is evidenced by the fact that he's completely changed his political stripes and become sort of a partisan hack.
Your response to that, David?
Well, I think that if Rick is really interested in the tone of the campaign, then he wouldn't be on television calling people partisan hacks. It's kind of ironic that he would do that. Well, obviously, the McCain campaign saw some advantage in making an issue of what General Clark said, even though Senator Obama completely disavowed the remark. And, you know, so I think that you have to read it for what it is. They wanted to make it a political issue. They spent all day yesterday trying to make it a political issue. We've spoken, General Clark has spoken. Now perhaps the McCain campaign will return to discussing, you know, the issues that are important to the country.
You know, speaking of things that have been made into political issues, Senator Barack Obama also facing criticism and has been the target of some innuendo questioning his patriotism throughout the campaign. Yesterday, you know, he defended himself against those attacks. Let's listen to what he said yesterday on the campaign trail.
I will never question the patriotism of others in this campaign. And I will not stand idly by when I hear others question mine.
And David, he went on to say that some of those challenges to his patriotism could have been a result of his own carelessness. What was he referring to there?
Well, I think one example was the issue of the flag pin. He made a comment that really referred to politicians who wear flag pins that you know, as a kind of device, a political device, and it was interpreted as him criticizing millions of Americans who wear it with incredible pride.
Right, and now he is one of those Americans that wears a flag pin. We've seen him now wearing one on the campaign trail. Why the change? Why is he wearing one now?
Because he loves the flag. He loves this country, and he respects the millions of. Now, what happened was that a veteran came up to him in a rope line and gave him a flag pin, and and out of respect for him, for the flag, and for the millions of people who wear it, out of their passion for this country, you know, he wore it, and he's worn it. He's worn flag pins before, as he made clear. But listen, that's a side issue. The main issue is here's a guy who was raised by a grandfather who marched in Patton's army, a grandmother who worked on a bomber assembly line, someone who I think loves this country as much as anybody I've ever met because he's experienced the greatness of it through his own struggle, working his way up to where he is today. And as he's said a million times, only in America is that possible. And he spoke about that yesterday and spoke about, you know, our history. And this country is a country that was banded by patriots. Every challenge we faced came we've overcome because we've come together as Americans and met them. This is one of those times. So I think it was an important speech, not because of the fact that he was speaking to some of the back and forth in this campaign, but because he was speaking to a larger point, which is that the greatness of America, our ability to come together, meet big challenges, to make the sacrifices necessary.